Hi everyone, this is Ryan Russell from 20 over 10. I wanted to go over today and spend a little bit of time just showing you how easy and fast it is to create a site using our platform here at 20 over 10. So a couple cool things about being a self-builder on 20 over 10. If you check out our pricing page, there's absolutely no cost to create your site, right? So there's no setup fees associated with that route. However, regardless of the package that you choose to get started with 20 over 10, there is that monthly fee. So if you choose to be billed annually, that's $59 a month as the breakdown. Or if you choose to go month to month, it is $75 a month. Now, self-builders have it really easy. Not only do you have no setup fees, but we also give you 14 days free of charge, right? So in 14 days, we don't charge a single dollar to your account, so it gives you the opportunity to jump in, play around with the platform, create a site that's uniquely yours, has your unique voice, and go live. And certainly along the way, you can leverage all of our support resources so that we can help answer any of your questions. Now, if self-builder is the route that you want to go, directly from the home page, you can scroll down to sign up free, or you can click get started and under self-builder, click sign up. Now, as you're signing up, one of the things that you're going to want to ensure that you do is use your email address. This is going to be important because in terms of reviews and alerts for publishing, and if compliance is reviewing your materials through Providence, which is our suite of tools specifically for broker dealers, all your alerts are going to be sent to this account, right? So make sure that you use that. So I'll just put in a sample email and password. Okay, make sure your password is secure. It is case sensitive, so be aware of that as well. If you are associated with a broker dealer who does utilize Providence, again, that's 20 over 10's suite of tools for broker dealers, you can select them from the list below. What that will do is when you proceed through our publish step, it allows compliance to review everything and submit rejections, approvals, reviews, etc. Before you go live. So it gives them the opportunity to see all of those changes before they're committed to your live domain. If you are responsible for your own compliance, just make sure that toggle is switched to no and click Let's Go. Now, right away, you'll see that it brings us right to our first step, which is picking a framework, okay? And frameworks are important. It's important to note that these frameworks, they are not templates, right? So we are not locking you into the same images, the same text, the same layout as everybody else who might use this framework. As you browse our frameworks, you'll see that there's a lot of different looks, but each has a sort of single core piece of functionality. So you can browse through these, and what I mean by that is Iris, for example. If I click Live Demo, you can see Iris is a single-page scrolling site versus something like Fresnel, which is a multi-page site. That means every sort of page that you click on reloads with big homepage images. So you can peruse all of these frameworks to find what best fits your content and also your brand and go from there. So let's just go ahead, and when you're ready to select, click Let's Go. And what we'll do is we'll actually pre-populate a site for you with images, pages, things that we think are going to be really useful for you. But again, you are not locked in to this structure. So looking around at our dashboard, you can see that we have our website preview to the right. And the cool thing about this is that the website preview is going to show you all of the changes that you're going to be making, and it also allows you to click and start typing, making edits, and you can see them happening in real time, right? This is going to be really, really important so that we're not constantly saving, evaluating. This makes things really, really quick. Now, all of your navigation and your site structure is over here to the left. So you can see my main pages and any affiliated sub pages, right? These are the ones that are indented, and I can rearrange this too, right? I can start to move things around, and you'll see as I'm doing this, right? My website preview is updating, so I have the ability to really easily create the page structure that I want. Now, if you need to add new pages, you can certainly do that. Standard pages, external links append to your navigation. They become these buttons that are perfect for things like client logins, blog style pages, and team member pages. can also delete any pages too. So if you go in here under the page settings, you can get rid of these, delete pages outright. That does mean that they are gone. So another option, say, this blog page here, maybe you don't want right now, but maybe in the future you want to turn it back on. You don't want to have to go through the process of, re-adding it. Under the page settings, you can just make it inactive. And what you're going to see here is, again, it's not visible to the public. So you can create something, really, really unique. Now, I have a couple assets that I've gathered to help me organize the content that I want to put on my site. So as you can see, I have some text here with, a bio, maybe some page content. I also have a collection of, my bio photos, some documents, maybe some images that I want to use. So it is best to collect those beforehand, sort of get your thoughts organized. Now, let's just jump in. I think the first thing is, let's update this home page with maybe some new messaging, some new images. We'll update the logo and thing here in just a second as well. So on any page, obviously, we can jump into the page settings. We can update, page names and things. But here, just for the sake of time, let's go in and update that image, right? And I can position this in a couple different ways. Click Save. Now you'll notice I'm just clicking and typing, and I'm clicking Save Changes. Now again, when I save changes, this is just simply saving them for review. It's not actually saving them to the live domain. So I can go in here, put some new images, some new text. Maybe I want to get rid of this too. Let's see. I want to go in and maybe just grab some content here. Let's just go in and let's just start to add this in. Now you'll see with this sort of suite of tools, I can go in and I can start to create text style, add elements like lists and tables, link to social media, images, drop in files, really easy. It's all drag and drop. And you can even edit layouts. So I'll go here. I'm just going to make this all normal just for the sake of editing. So forward thinking. Let's take this one first. I just want these 3 points to be broken out into columns. Just make it easier for people to read. Right, so we're keeping that. Let's go ahead and make that a little bit different. So as you can see, all I've done is I've changed up the messaging, created a new image, really started to style up kind of the look and feel of sort of the structure of the content. We'll go in here in a bit and we'll start to edit things like fonts and colors, but just getting in our content helps me understand the architecture of my site. So we've done that to the home page, and you can do it with any of your other standard pages. Now, we talked a little bit about specialized pages like team member pages and blogs. Team member pages, really easy to manage the members of your team, whether you're a sole proprietor or whether you're a team of 50 people. You can go in and you can really easy reorganize members. Unfortunately, today we're getting rid of all of these people. I'm going to add myself in here. Sorry, Lori. Okay. And then I'll add a new member. So I'm just going to add in my details here. A little bio here to the side that I'll utilize. Now, the other thing that you can do in here, just as an FYI, is you do have the ability to add in those buttons for social media. So for those of us that are leveraging those social spheres to be able to, put out content, or we're really engaged in connecting with people in LinkedIn or Twitter or things like that, you can absolutely connect to those accounts. You can also add, photos and do some pretty cool stuff with it. So uploading an image, I'll go ahead and drop in my team member photo. I want to adjust the image, so I just want it to be a square. Make sure that that's perfectly square. It is. And then we'll click Create Member. So just like that, we'll go to our team. There's my picture in my bio. But let's say you have a bio that's really, really extensive, or maybe you have a lot of people. The other thing that you can do in here is under your page settings, you can actually change up, how things are organized. You can say, well, let's do 3 people per row. Let's have to click on the image to see the member details as an overlay. And you'll see just like that, you have to click on the image to actually get those details. So you can kind of build it out as needed. Now, of course, our blog page gives you the ability to, manage posts, etc. But for those that are just getting started, we do have some cool tools in here like Content Assist, which you can learn more about, by clicking into it. It's an additional subscription of content that you can actually edit. And of course, you can add in your own original content. But maybe just getting started, I want to get a site up first, maybe come back and I'll activate my blog later. As with any other page, you can edit your contact information, right? You always want to make sure that this is consistently added across all of your outlets. So whether it's on your website, on your Facebook page, even the formatting of your phone numbers and emails and things should be consistent. That's just best practices. And then for client login, let's say I have an eMoney advisor, right? I want to go to maybe eMoney advisor. And I'll just go in and you'll see under the client login, I'll just link directly to my URL. Now this might be perfect if you have logins for Fidelity or TD Ameritrade, eMoney, all the like. And of course you can make that link button a style or normal. I want it to be a button just so it stands out. And this way when people click on it, okay, it's going to take them directly to that login page. Now you also have the ability to add other pages down here. So these other pages don't appear in any of your main navigation or sub-navigation, but these are true landing pages and you can create as many of these as you want. If you wanted to connect to, say, the retirement planning checklist here, the page that you can create the same way you've done any other page, you can go in, simply copy the URL, and you can add a link anywhere else within that page. So here, maybe under, small business owners, say this is, and families and pre-retirees, right? We can do a sort of like learn more button down here. We'll just create the link, pop that in, click insert. Let's just style that up as a button. Make it the full width. Yeah, that way people can click on it, they'll jump right to that landing page. But just so you know, you can also share that landing page across social media, etc. Okay, so we're starting to add content, structure, and things. Let's jump over to the site settings and start to really make it kind of uniquely ours. And that starts with a logo and a title. For those of us that are just starting out, you're going to want to make sure that your site title reflects your company name. Now, some of us might not have a logo yet, right? So as an image, maybe you don't have a logo file that has been designed, but we've got your back, okay? So what you can do is under text, you can actually do a really beautiful logo type, right? Typographic logo, sort of based around some fonts and things. So let's just call ourselves today Center Advisors. Right? And we'll just say your trusted advisor. That is our tagline. That's our new company name. And put a site title up there. We can do favicons as well. Now, listen, that doesn't really look great, right? The way that it's stacked. So under navigation, you can go in, can make this a little bit wider, right, to make sure that it reads properly, right? We can even do some cool stuff with our headlines here, or our header, I'm sorry. We can make it static, which means it glides with the page, or we can make it fixed, which means that it stays still. We also have the ability to dictate whether or not we want it to be transparent over those images. Maybe you have an image that's like a little bit lighter and it clashes with your colors. You can also say no to give it that background color, which will always be there as well. Now, on some of our themes, you can select whether or not you want subpages to be handled like a drop-down too, or whether you just want them to be listed below in the content area. So some customizations there. And of course, in here, you're going to want to go in and make the these colors uniquely your own. So going in and our base colors, navigation is what applies to all of our navigation across the top. Overlays and dividers applies to images, overlays, and text that appear over these big hero images. Footers, of course, go down here. Now, as you change up any of this information, you can select from, your color palette. You can address opacity. You can even go in and address the actual hex values maybe provided to you. Let's make this one like a deep blue. And when you click update, what you'll see is that will update throughout your site, so you can stay consistent there. And you can do the same with fonts too. So if there is a font that you're currently using in your brand, we do partner with Google Fonts, so you can go through and you can do a lot of really beautiful stuff to select fonts that really embrace your brand and reiterate and reinforce your brand identity. Right? So you can go through and change up headlines, subheadlines, and body copy to make things sort of legible and brand centric. As you go through to connect your domain, it's very, very easy, right? So once you go in, you'll want to add your domain, and we'll give you some instructions. Now, the one thing is you will have to have your billing information added to go live. Now, again, we won't charge you until after that 14th day. Just keep that in mind. We'll give you some instructions here, and of course, if you have questions, I'm going to show you up here some support resources that we have for you to utilize along the way. One other thing is your forms. You're going to want to make sure that you add in where you want those forms to be submitted, and any integrations that you might have. We've got you locked in, so you can integrate with Redtail. What that means is anybody submitting information via form will be added to those respective CRMs. FINRA is another really popular one for those that require. You can turn on broker check, add your CRD, whether you're a firm or an individual, style it kind of as needed, position it, use your brand styles. The only reason that you might not be able to select some of these details is your broker-dealer, if you are affiliated with one, does have the ability to override if they do have a specific requirement in how FINRA needs to look or what it needs to say. So we'll close, and you'll see broker check here. It just appears in the bottom right. Right? Meets all FINRA standards. Now, when we go to publish, again, you'll have to add your domain. You'll be able to send your review materials either to yourself for review or to your broker-dealer. And at that point, if you approve, when your broker-dealer approves those changes, you'll be able to simply press publish. And as long as you are connected to your domain, things should port over and it should be live immediately. So with that in mind, if you get hung up on any of the steps that we're outlining right now, rest assured we have a ton of resources for you. Right? If you click on help, we have a full training guide, and this training guide will take you through every single step, every detail, every capability of the platform. This is free to use, and it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. These little sort of bite-sized videos help you do everything from logging in to making page edits, etc. You can go in, and of course you can browse some specific articles depending on what your needs are. And of course, you can reach out to us directly. We just need to know specifically what your issue is. It helps us make sure that we can get back to you right away with any questions that you have. And certainly if you are a DIY website builder, what I want you to remember is that we give a free 20-minute consultation where we can answer any questions that you have. All you have to do is reach out to hello@20over10.com. So if you go to contact, you can reach out to us directly. We can set that up for you. We can answer any questions along the way. But just like that, you can populate, you can add in content, give it your own sort of unique look and feel. Make sure it has your specific necessary calls to actions to generate, next steps for potential and current advisors or current prospects. And we're pretty excited. We think that we are in the unique position now to help advisors really stand out in a space where it is desperately, desperately needed. So reach out with any questions. Thank you for your time today. We hope to chat with you soon. Bye-bye.